Cody Rhodes is the new WWE Champion, and it changes everything on the road to WrestleMania. Let's talk about it. Okay, so as we saw on Smackdown, Cody Rhodes is now the WWE Champion yet again after beating Drew McIntyre in the main event. A fairly uneventful Smackdown, nothing crazy, but this match was the big draw of the night anyway. Nick Aldis made this official after Elimination Chamber, after Drew McIntyre got involved in the match. So it made sense. This might be one of the most predictable title changes in recent history. We all knew that Cody was going over here and he was going to win the belt, but it kind of changes the landscape of the World Championship title scene going into WrestleMania. And we still have 6 or 7 weeks left of TV to get to that point. So now it opens up a whole flurry of questions and changes the whole title picture as into a completely different direction than we really thought it was going to go. So initially I thought we were going to get the Fatal 4-Way. I've been calling out for that on the channel here for a while. We wanted the Fatal 4-Way with Drew, Cody, Jacob and probably Sami Zayn. Would have made sense. But it looks like we're not going that way now. So there's a few other options that we can kind of break down here and have a look at. So in the match, Jacob Fatu interferes and stops Drew from hitting Cody with a steel chair. This was strange considering Cody and Jacob had a match, I think Saturday night's main event. The big brawl that they had, Drew got involved. So why is Jacob helping Cody win the belt? Like, what's happened here? I thought Jacob was going to come in realistically in this match and kind of mess it up for Cody and set up the Fatal 4-Way or with Randy now because he's won the Elimination Chamber. But instead we got Jacob playing kind of almost like the good guy, stopping Drew from using the chair on Cody, and Cody goes on to win the match. So what happens with Jacob now? Is he thrown to the side? Is this a side story where Drew and Jacob are going to go to WrestleMania? So that's what we have to look at now. So scenario 1, Cody goes on to face Randy Orton in the main event at WrestleMania for the world title. Jacob and Drew fight each other at WrestleMania. But where does that leave Sami Zayn and Nick Aldis? Because it felt like we were kind of going towards Drew and Nick at WrestleMania also. I was getting that vibe. Now, that was just me, my opinion. I think that would have been pretty cool if you're going to take the belt off Drew. It's kind of Nick Aldis' fault for making the match. He said he wasn't gonna. And then now we have this match. We know WrestleMania, they like to kind of throw these matches together. General managers, commentators, like we saw with Michael Cole, like it happens. So I was kind of thinking, my thought process was maybe they were going to go that way. So that's one scenario. We have Jacob Fatu and Drew now in a feud separate to Cody Rhodes, and Jacob's just going to forget about Cody Rhodes. Scenario 2 is we could still get some sort of multi-man match. Jacob hasn't forgotten about Cody Rhodes maybe. Drew is going to make some sort of complaint about Jacob getting involved in the match. Maybe they have some sort of grudge match before WrestleMania and somehow find themselves back into the main event of WrestleMania against Cody and Drew and Orton. You could still make that Fatal 4-Way match. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. It just seems a bit far-fetched. I don't see how you can fit them all back in now after they're going to start this little side story is what it feels like, but I could be wrong. And then scenario number 3 is we just get Cody and Orton at WrestleMania, but Sami Zayn gets involved now and maybe makes it a triple threat match. This is far-fetched. I know that, but I'm just kind of throwing out a few ideas here that I think might come to pass or could come to pass or should come to pass. I'd like your opinions as well, so let me know what you think. But we've been getting the Sami Zayn heel tease now for the last 3 weeks, I think, 3 weeks on Smackdown. We had another one this week where he was talking to Cody and saying, of course, you get another title shot. Basically, you kind of walk into all these title shots and nobody else gets anything, even though you're the one that messed it up for me. So, and saying that he lost that Elimination Chamber, so why is he getting an immediate rematch for the title? Which makes sense. But we will see how that goes. But it feels like maybe Sami Zayn's about to turn heel. Like he's smashing water bottles, he's giving out. He's going back and forth, and then he goes back and forth with Randy Orton later on in the show, asking how does he go on and how does he do it. So could we be getting a Sami Zayn heel turn? Maybe, possibly. But I think with Randy and Cody, we definitely need some other story element here. Something else needs to happen, such as one of these guys turning heel. This has to happen. It kind of feels like there's too much respect. This is a story that's been built from the legacy days back in the late 2010s, I think. We've had Cody and Randy back then. We had Randy turning on Dusty and laying him out in the ring, and Cody kind of getting annoyed. Like, this has built for years and years. And now you have them both as baby faces going into WrestleMania. It just doesn't feel right. It feels like Orton could be the one to turn heel, because they might not want to turn Cody heel yet. But I think you could definitely turn Cody heel here in this situation. Like, I prefer Orton as a heel, but Cody's heel run on the independents was excellent, and I've spoke about this before. We also have the case of nobody knows who attacked Jacob Fatu yet. We don't know who attacked Jey Uso really either. So could it have been a case where it was Cody? Maybe Cody's revealed in the run-up to WrestleMania. Maybe all the back and forth with Sami, he turns around and snaps and says, well, I've manufactured all of these things to happen, and that's why I'm in the title scene again, and that's why I'm the world champion again. Because he could have laid out Jey, because he saw him as a threat in the Elimination Chamber match, and before that he laid out Jacob. So you could technically do that. They were kind of putting it on Drew and the vision for Jacob and Jey, but it could turn out to be Randy or Cody either, which would be pretty cool. It would be a nice swerve, and it would be a nice thing to do coming up to WrestleMania and make this more of a grudge match. Because I was watching Wrestle Chop today, and shout out to him and his video, and he was saying how every title scene feud at the moment is all I want your belt, and an open challenge. And he was so right when he said it. When I saw him say it earlier on, I commented on his video. He was correct. So we need some other story element here. So we could have a heel turn from Cody or Randy on the run up to WrestleMania, which I'd be all for. Or you could have a Sami Zayn heel turn, and he's the one that implicates a heel turn for Randy, or Cody gets into their head. But at the moment, I think it's going to be Drew, and overall, I think it's going to be Drew and Jacob now at WrestleMania in some sort of street fight grudge match. And then I think at WrestleMania, we're going to definitely just get a singles match of Randy versus Cody Rhodes. I just wish they do. I just hope they do something before that, or put some sort of stipulation in there, because you can't just have two baby faces going face to face now. With all this respect, it's boring, and we don't want the boring. When we have such a big multi-year build to this match, and these two coming face to face, you don't want boredom. You want cinema, you want drama, and you want something to kind of drag you along and make you want to tune in 6 weeks' time. So that's it really. I just wanted to break down the predictable title change and why it kind of changes the landscape of the main event of WrestleMania, and it kind of changes everything. So let me know what you thought down in the comments. Do you think Cody should be champion? Do you think Drew should have held on a bit longer? Do you think it's going to be a multi-man match? And what do you think should happen for the main event of WrestleMania? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. It helps a lot. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.